So I believe this is my first talking clip for this vlog. I have been filming kind of montagey footage all day long today, but I have not talked to you guys yet. So I figured I would take this opportunity now that it is very late at night. It's almost 9 p.m. and say hello, go ahead and tell you what I did today. And well, I'm getting ready for bed. I took a bath today and re-dyed my hair because the blue was starting to fade after swimming all weekend. So I went ahead and re-dyed it. So that is done. Now I'm just getting ready for bed. This is something I actually got from my daughter. This is this hair insurance leave-in conditioner. My daughter has Lauren has extremely curly hair, like ringlet curls. And we put this stuff in her hair because it helps keep her fluffy little curls very curly. But I actually really love it for myself as well because my hair is extremely thick. So it actually keeps my hair from getting too frizzy, which I really like. And it's not super expensive because most of the things I've found that work really well for my hair and for her hair are extremely expensive things, like you can only get at like Ulta or Sephora or something like, or similar kind of places. But this is, I can get this at Walmart, which is the only thing our town has. Anyway, so that is just a cool thing. But reading today, I have not done a super ton of reading. What did I read? What have I been doing? Yesterday I finished reading The Queen's Rising, which was the last thing you saw in last week's vlog, which I will link if you are interested in checking that out. But I did finish that. And I think that was it for books I know that was it for books I finished. But I think the only other thing that I read is, you did see, I was reading the graphic novel Witchy, which is what came in the May Owl Crate box. And I am not very far into it, but I'm like 30 pages in, and it's interesting. It obviously doesn't make a ton of sense yet because, you know, it's early on in a graphic novel, so there's not a whole lot happening yet, but I'll definitely be interested to see how this goes. And so my plan is to try and finish that tonight before I go to bed, which I feel like is a pretty reasonable, doable task, honestly. So I'm probably going to focus on that. Other than that, what I am currently reading, what is carrying over in my reading from last week, is Eliza and Her Monsters. I started reading this last week. I got like 3/4 of the way through this book last week before the week finished, and I had, had to wrap up one of the last vlog. You also saw in this vlog me editing that vlog, so more montage footage for you, I suppose. But yeah, that is where I am at reading wise today. I'm gonna read Witchy. I don't know what else I'm going to do this afternoon, but I may turn on some YouTube because I have been really into YouTube again. Like, I realize that sounds weird because I post content on YouTube, but I've been really into watching YouTube again because I kind of go in waves where I watch a lot of YouTube and then I don't watch any YouTube, and then I'm kind of back into that watching YouTube thing. So right now I'm actually going through and binge watching all of the channel The Business Blaze, all of their shows, all of their episodes that they have up. It's just a really fun show. A guy named Simon Whistler does it, and he's just really funny, and he does a ton of channels actually, but this is the one I watch currently. I watch a lot of his channels, but this is the one I'm currently watching that I really like. It's a very fun format, but I don't know, that's where I'm at right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and go I'm gonna read Witchy and probably work business plays. I'll check back in with you guys probably in the morning if we're being honest with ourselves. So I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, guys. So it is Tuesday. It is very dark and gloomy in my house right now, mainly because it's dark and gloomy outside. Because it literally outside looks right now like when that giant barrel at like a water park dumps. It just looks very wet and a lot of rain. But I figured I'd go ahead and update you guys on my reading since it's like 10 a.m. Last night I got through 10% of 26 Kisses by Anna Michaels, I think. This is the book I'm reading for Fox. I don't know. I've DNF'd this book like 4 different times since I got it a couple years ago. And I'm still not enjoying this book. And I know that I'm going to find it very frustrating. So I am trying to get through it this time. At the very least, I want to get to 25% because if I get to 25%, I can DNF this for points. So I'm definitely going to get to 25%. Hopefully I finish it. I'm not going to DNF this book until like the last day of the readathon if it takes me that long to finish it. So I'm going to be reading this in every vlog more than likely because it's just so not great for me. I just cannot with this character. Basically what this book is about is this girl right before, I think this is the summer before her senior year of high school. She gets dumped by her boyfriend of her the last entirety of their high school career. She gets dumped by him because he wants to not be attached when they go to college. So he dumps her. And she is talking to one of her friends and she makes the decision that since he is the only boy she's ever kissed, she's going to spend the summer trying to get 26 kisses, 1 kiss for every letter of the alphabet. And I'm pretty sure I know how this is going to go. And I'm already annoyed by it. I'm pretty sure how this is going to go is she's going to go be working her way through the alphabet. And she's going to get to one guy. And he's going to be like the guy. In fact, I'm pretty sure we've already met him at the point in the story. And I'm 10% of the way through. I'm like on chapter 5. I'm pretty sure we've already met him. She's going to kiss him for his letter. And she's gonna really like him and want to go out with him, but I can't. I've committed to this 26 kisses bull. Bleh. And then at the end, she's gonna make her way through the alphabet and like, oh, I wish I would have stopped. I'm like, well, you could have stopped. This is literally pointless. And there was a whole discussion in the first part of this book, the part I've already read, which is why I don't like this book, where they go on this whole tangent of it's not okay that you've only kissed one person. It's, it doesn't make sense. It's so weird that you've only ever been with one person, only kissed one person, and all of this stuff. And I'm just like, what? That doesn't make sense. She literally had a boyfriend for years, and he was the only person she kissed because they started dating in like 8th grade. He was her first kiss. They just broke up. Of course she hasn't kissed anybody else yet. So first of all, already not that weird. She's been with one guy for years. Of course that's the only guy she's ever kissed. And then it's really not weird. In my opinion, it's not that weird if you've only ever kissed one person. Granted, I may be a little biased because I've only ever kissed my husband. We started dating in high school. He was my first kiss. We got married. He's the only person I've ever kissed. Great. So obviously I'm a little biased on that opinion, but I don't think that's, yeah, it's abnormal. Like most people date other, have more kisses than just their one person they spend the rest of their life with. But it's not weird. Like there's nothing wrong with you if you've only ever kissed one person. And that's what this book so far has making that out to be, that there's something wrong with her because she's in high school and only kissed one person. I'm just so frustrated by this book, and I'm only 10% of the way through. I just can't with how stupid that logic is. I just can't. Okay, rant over on that. I'm still reading that, unfortunately, but I'm still reading that. Other than that, last night I did read the entirety of this witchy graphic novel, which came in the May Owl Crate. I like this. I think I ended up giving this 3 stars. This book was 395 pages? 250 something. 253? 253 pages. I don't know where I got 395. But this book was 253 pages. I ended up using this to fulfill the last 2 challenges that I didn't have anything picked for. Let me pull those up. This I decided to go ahead and use to fulfill the Dobby prompt as well as the flying car prompt, because there are some really cute and fun side characters that are in this that get introduced like middle to end of this, and they're really great, and so I definitely like them. And then the flying car for a road trip book, because this girl ends up running away from home and doing a lot of traveling, so I feel like it fulfilled this very well. I ended up giving this 3 stars because I just did not feel like this book made sense. Like, things weren't explained very well. The magic system is basically, with this story, the way this works is everybody's magic, how much magic they have, how powerful their magic is based on the length of their hair. So the longer the hair, the more magic they have. It's very Bible Samson-esque. The length of he was strong as long as he had long hair, and if he cut his hair he would lose his strength. That's a whole Bible story. But it's very that kind of thing where everybody's magic is based on the length of their hair. If your hair is considered too long by the government, you're considered a, like, what was it? Enemy to the kingdom, and then they kill you. And those killings are called witch burnings. Our main character, her dad is burned at the beginning of the story because his hair is deemed too long, and she, as she gets older, at the point we then time skip and we learn that she actually does also have really long hair, but she glamours it to be shorter every day so that people don't know. And she also doesn't have great magical strength, like she just isn't that strong. And then things happen and she ends up an enemy of the state, not because of the length of her hair, but because she cuts it all off. And at that point, the magic stopped making sense. Like, the magic already was a little sketchy. Things are not explained in this at all. The magic system isn't well defined. It's not explained very well. So even if it is well defined, we don't know it. And as far as I know, this is it. There may be another one of these, but I have not been able to find any news about another one of these coming out. And I was very confused. So I like the art. I like the side characters. I think the plot would be really interesting, but if the magic was more well explained. There is no explanation of what's going on here or what's happening. So I give this a 3 star. It was fine. Yeah, that was what I read yesterday. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I am going to probably read Eliza and Her Monsters today because I'm really wanting to get through that. Anyway, I think I'm going to read Eliza and Her Monsters today and try and finish that, honestly, because I'm just wanting to finish it. Have another book finished. And then I don't know what I'm going to pick up. What I have left on my TBR once I finish Eliza and Her Monsters is Chamber of Secrets. It's Chamber of Secrets, which I have already started. Actually, I don't think I mentioned that. I did already start this book, so hopefully I can, just finish it. Because that's the required reading prompt for this month, or for this round of the readathon. It will also fulfill Tom Riddle's diary, which is to read a book by an author using a pen name or their initials. I may swap out that one, honestly, because I have some other books that I'm wanting to read that are written by authors using actual pen names and not just their initials, and I think that would be fun to do. So I may swap that one out. We'll see. I also have 5 Dark Fates, which fulfills the Basilisk prompts. 6 of Crows, which is to read a hype book for Follow the Spiders. Obviously 26 Kisses, which I'm working on. And then The Betrothed, which is to read a book you're afraid to read. And then that's all I have left. So I'd have to pick one of those. Also of Curses and Kisses by Sandy Manon. It's right there on my bookcase. I actually have that one for the Death Day Party, which is to read a book you forgot you owned. I often forget that I have that book over there because it was so not publicized very much. So I honestly forget that it exists. So I want to read that one for that. And other than that, that's my entire TBR. So I'd have to pick something, but I'm gonna finish Eliza and her monster first. So that's my plan. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm playing Animal Crossing right now, and my mom and I share a Nintendo account, which means that she's gonna get off of work for lunch here soon, and she's gonna kick me off. So I'm gonna go ahead and go so that I can. So I'm gonna go ahead and go so that I can accomplish the things I want to get done in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and check back in with you guys later. I'll see you in the next clip. Bye. Hello. So it is now 8:30. George is getting the kids ready for bed, and I figured I would talk to you guys real fast. I have done some reading of Eliza and Her Monsters. Not very much. I am almost done though. I've got like a couple chapters left. So I will finish this tonight. That's my goal. But I also figured I would tell you guys, I cleaned off part of my desk. Only half of it. You can see over here, this part of my desk is still a mess. But over here, this part of my desk is now clean. It's great. I hung my headphones up on the wall so they're not making a mess. All my binders and books are put away. And my laptop's set up. I'm working on the spreadsheet. So yeah, it all looks very good. The problem is, I think we're going to see if I can dismantle my desk a little bit, because I think, keyword being think, that I can take my desk down to a smaller desk, because right now you can see here this is an L-shaped desk, so it goes all the way back here, but it means that I can't use this part of my bookshelf efficiently or at all. So I'm wanting to see if I can disconnect my desk at this point, because it looks like it's just held together with like a bracket, and then I'd have a shorter desk so I can have access to more of my things, and I have stuff under my desk that I can use, like a filing cabinet and stuff that I can use the surfaces of for like more storage, which is what I plan to do. And so it would give me some space, but it means that all of this cleaning I just did could no longer be here. But that's a task we're gonna tackle another day. But I was very proud of myself, because I've only been saying I was going to clean off my desk for like 2 weeks and haven't done it yet. Granted, I only did half of it because this is still a mess, but it's half done, and that's half better than I had this morning, so I'll take it. So I'm going to go finish up the spreadsheet, read the rest of Eliza and Her Monsters, and I'll check back in with you guys when I'm done, or tomorrow morning, whichever I feel more like doing. So I'll see you guys in the next clip. Alright, so I have officially finished Eliza and Her Monsters. I'm not really going to talk too much right now about my thoughts on it or anything like that, because I think I just want to like let my emotions settle down a bit, because I forgot a lot about what happens in the story. I knew like some of the broad strokes, I remembered a lot of the details, and I remember that I had a really strong connection to this story, but I didn't remember the details or what, you know, happened or why I had such strong emotions, other than the fact that I knew there was a beautiful, like, and really well done story about fandom and being a part of a fandom community, and it was. But I think I will talk more about that in the morning after I've let my emotions settle down, because I forgot how emotionally taxing this story was to me, or maybe it wasn't the first time and it just is now, who knows. But I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn on some YouTube in the background. I am in bed right now, and I'm going to sit with my Kindle. I have downloaded a bunch of comics and graphic novels and manga onto my Kindle. I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to read as many of those as I can until I am exhausted and just can't anymore. So I'm just going to read a bunch of these. I'm not sure what I'm going to start with per se. Let me just go tell you like what all I have on here. So on here I have some stuff I've heard of, some stuff I've never heard of. I have the Infernal Devices graphic novels. I have the Miss Peregrine's Peculiar Children graphic novels. I have some Spider-Gwen comics. I have some I have The Wicked and the Divine on here. I have some Rick and Morty comics. I don't like Rick and Morty. I've seen the TV show and just didn't like it. But the Rick and Morty comic was free, and so I figured I'd try it because my husband likes it. So I figured I'd give it a shot. Maybe I'd like it better in a comic book. Probably not, but we'll see. And then I have one that I saw that was Vamplets, which just looks cute and silly. It's the full title of it is Vamplets, The Nightmare Nursery. So I don't know what that's going to be about, but it seems interesting. So I'm just going to pick something on here, read through it, and just keep picking things until I just decide I'm done picking things. So that's my plan. Like I said, don't know what I'm going to pick first, but I will tell you what all I end up reading in the morning, because this is going to be my last clip for tonight. But I will talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow is my birthday. That's a thing. We don't have plans at all for my birthday. Everything in our state is still shut down. We are allowed to have outdoor seating, but it's June and it's hot here. Nobody wants to eat outside. It's like 90 degrees every day. So probably not going to be going anywhere. Probably not doing anything. We may do something over the weekend. Maybe order sushi or something because I love sushi. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure what we're going to do. But right now, probably nothing. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and go, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It is Wednesday morning, and I told you I would tell you about what I read last night and finally talk about my thoughts on Eliza and her monsters. Excuse me. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So basically, my thoughts on Eliza and her monsters, we'll go with that first. I love this book. This is a 5-star read. Again, it was a 5-star read the first time I read it. We talked about this in the last vlog when I started this, but all of my tabs that I have in here are purple, which means they're all quotes I like. I usually have all the different colors in here, but this time around I only felt the need to highlight purple things. It was the only thing that really spoke to me in this book, and that's not a bad thing. Honestly, I kind of like that. But I forgot a lot of the details that happen in this book. When the title says Eliza and her monsters, when you first pick this book up, you assume it's talking about Eliza and her monsters, talking about, her, when you read the synopsis, talking about like her story that she makes Monsters See. But then the more you get into this, the more you realize this is about her dealing with her emotional monsters, her self-doubt, her anxiety, and things like that. And I forgot how intense those things get towards the end of this book. And I actually really enjoyed that, being able to see that not everything is fixed in a moment, not everything is perfect immediately, because a lot of times I've seen in stories like this, the focus of what happens is when somebody's dealing with an anxiety disorder, or someone's dealing with depression, or somebody's dealing with anything, by the end of the book they're cured. Maybe they go seek help, they go get medicated, they go get to a therapist, they go do something. Maybe they don't. Maybe they just end up with that one great conversation that just cures them of all of their problems, and that's not realistic. And in this, it has a very realistic look on those kinds of things, and the way the internet can both be a wonderful and how the internet can be both a wonderful thing, a beautiful place where you can feel loved and supported and taken care of and seen, even when the people on the other end of the screen don't actually know you personally. But it also is a very real look at when the internet turns on you and how invasive people on the internet can be when they have no right to your life, and how damaging that can be in real life. And I really, really like that. This book gets compared a lot to Fangirl by Rimpu Lau, and I love Fangirl, I really do, but it's not as good a representation of fandom and a community of people on the internet as Eliza and her monsters is, because Fangirl focuses predominantly on Cather and her writing and fan fiction and being just her life. The fandom aspects of her life take a second place. In this, fandom is Eliza's life. She created a fandom, which is not what most of us can say, but we can say that we are part of a fandom of some kind, some of us many. But it gave a really real look at the way that we participate in those fandoms, and also the way that people who are in our lives that just don't understand can treat those things. Eliza's parents are a great representation of that. That they just don't get it. They just don't get it. And they're not getting it hurts her. It hurts Eliza, and that's just such an important thing that people who don't get it just don't get, obviously. And her brothers get it because they are of her generation, and I just love the relationships in this and the way that you can see them grow and develop over time. People you think understand don't, people you don't think understand do. It's just a beautiful story, and I love everything about this, and I will probably read this on a regular basis. I cried reading this. I don't remember if I cried the first time, but I definitely cried this time, and it's just a great story. When I went into rereading this, I thought that maybe I wouldn't love it as much as I did the first time I reading through this, but honestly, I think I loved it even more this time than I did the first time, because it's just beautiful. It's just a perfect representation to me, for myself, of how the internet community is. The good, the bad, the ugly, the perfect, the not perfect, because nobody's perfect. It's just good. I just really enjoyed this. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about this. We'll see how much of that actually makes it into the video, because I've been talking about this book for 5 minutes. We'll see how many of that actually gets into the video, because I don't know how much of that is even spoilery. I just started rambling, so maybe I need to do a whole video on that. We'll see. We'll see. So that was that. I finished that yesterday. Also, last night before I went to bed, I told you I was going to read graphic novels on my Kindle until I got tired, and I read one entire graphic novel. It was this one, Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, Sitting in a Tree. I guess it was a spin-off collaboration thing. Some parts of it didn't make sense because I was starting in the middle. Also, I have never seen the movie Into the Spider-Verse, and this follows those characters and that whole multiverse thing going on, so I was confused at points, but it was kind of a cute story. So I ended up giving this 3 stars. I feel like it may have been a 4-star, 3.5 star if I knew more of the fine details of what was happening, but I just didn't. So in the future, maybe I'll reread this sometime when I actually understand the whole Spider-Verse multiverse thing. That's a whole other thing. That is what I read last night. I gave it 3 stars. It was 144 pages. My ebook edition was, so I enjoyed that. I think my plan going forward the rest of this month is to try and read 1 graphic novel on here every night. I have a free trial of the Comixology thing. It's like a sub thing of the Amazon is partnered with. I have a free trial of that through the end of July, so I have a bunch of access to free comics, graphic novels, and manga. I might as well take advantage of it while it's free to me, and so I'm going to try and read 1 graphic novel, manga, something like that, something on that app every single night, because I think it would be good for me. Also, it ups my page count for the month, which is cool. So yeah, that is where I am at in terms of my reading so far. As for today's reading, I think I'm going to start reading probably 5 Dark Fates. It's up here. It's right there on my bookcase. I'm not going to get it down right now because I don't feel like it. But I think I'm going to start reading that today because it's kind of a darker story, and after Eliza and her Monsters, the only other book I have on my TBR that is not a darker story, it's like a contemporary, is Of Curses and Kisses, which is back here. So I think I'm going to save that one until later on in the month. Everything else I have is fantasy or middle grade or something like that. Or is 26 Kisses, which I'm not excited about. So I think I'm going to start 5 Dark Fates because it's a darker story that I can read through and hopefully enjoy. I'm going to probably start that and play some Animal Crossing today because I want to. That's the only reason. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go, and I will talk to you guys in the next clip. Bye! Okay, so the mail just came, and my wonderful friend Gabby, who is co-hosting who is my co-host for the Housecup-a-thon, sent me a birthday present. She got me an Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. I love Margaret Rogerson, and this was and she has 2 books out, A Sorcery of Thorns and this one, Enchantment of Ravens, and I did not own a physical copy of this one yet, and it's beautiful, so I'm very excited that I own a copy of it now. Thank you so much, Gabby. I really appreciate it. Good morning. Let's lower you down a bit. You're a little bit tall. I say good morning. It's 1 p.m. I didn't film it yesterday. Today's Friday. I did not film at all yesterday. Yesterday was Thursday. Did not film a single clip because I felt awful yesterday. I woke up. I'm pretty sure what happened yesterday afternoon from like noon on. I felt awful. I was sick to my stomach. I had a terrible headache and head pressure in my head. And I think what happened was I had a stress headache that was making me sick. Because yesterday morning, I woke up and realized my driver's license was expired. It was expired less than 12 hours at this point. But I was freaking out because my driver's license was expired. I did some Googling. Looked like the DMV for our area was closed. I couldn't figure out how to renew my license online. So I was talking to my sister and said, no, they're open. They've been open for like a week. So I dropped my kids off at her house, went to the DMV, and they were open. Google said they were closed, but they were not. So I reported to Google that was incorrect information, and got my driver's license renewed. And because it was expired for less than 12 hours, they didn't charge me a fine, which was what I was really nervous about. So we're good now. But that was about a stressful 3 hours where my license was expired and I didn't know if I was going to be able to get it renewed. And then driving to the DMV, I was so worried I was going to get pulled over with an expired license. And that's my anxiety. That's my anxiety for you, just making me freak out about things like that. So once all the stress went away, I got a stress headache, I'm pretty sure. So I basically just slept yesterday, took care of the kids, obviously. Once as soon as George got home, I took a bath. We ordered pizza, so I didn't have to make dinner. I took a bath and I went to bed. And I did read. I read the entirety of... I don't know where your makeup is. Okay. I did read. I read the entirety of The Design by R.S. Gray. This is a book that I had read before, but I was kind of in the mood for a reread of some like cute, silly romance, and so I went with this one. This one is about an architect, like a girl, female architect. She gets a job at an architecture firm for her big sister's best friend, working for him. He's the CEO of the company. She gets a job for him, and then they form a relationship over the course of the story. It's good. I liked it a lot. I gave it 4 stars. But that's what I read yesterday. I listened to the audiobook of that while I just relaxed and slept and tried to not, die. My head hurt. So listen to an audiobook since I couldn't really physically read anything. That's what I did there. On Wednesday, since I didn't film anything yesterday, I didn't update you guys about my reading on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I read about 190 some pages of 5 Dark Fates, and I've been reading that today. I'm on about page 250, so I've not made a ton of progress. That's what I've been doing. I also have been watching. I've also been. I started listening to the Lot Share last night, so I'm just reading a lot of things. I'm kind of in like a weird reading mood where I want to read everything but want to read nothing, and so I don't know what to pick, and I've started like 6 books and I haven't settled on any of them. So I picked the Flat Share because it's a book I know I like, and so I know I'll enjoy it. That's where I'm at. Oh, I got my glasses yesterday after I got my license renewed. I went and picked up glasses. I realized I just picked up glasses last week, but I mentioned in that vlog last week that I have 2 eye insurances, one through my mom's work and one through my dad's, and so I picked up my second pair of glasses. So Ta-da! These are them. They do not have the anti-glare coating on them, so you can see everything in these, which means that these are not going to be glasses that I wear while filming ever, because you can see my computer screen in these glasses very clearly, versus in these ones that I do have the anti-glare in. You can see it, but it's not nearly as noticeable. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I got these. I really like them. They're very pretty, but they're just not something that I can wear while I film or wear like while I'm driving at night, because they're not gonna help in anything, because the whole point of the anti-glare is so that I can drive at night. So I can't wear those at night, but I will probably wear them to church on Sunday because they're kind of fancier. So yeah, that's what I did yesterday. So today we're gonna go over to my parents' house. We're gonna grill out for dinner, maybe go swimming, probably not. Tomorrow we're gonna go swimming, for sure. Also tomorrow, I guess we're doing Thanksgiving in June, or Christmas in June, because my mom sent us all sent a message to our group chat that her freezer got left ajar last night, so like her freezer door was open just a little bit, and one of the turkeys in her freezer thawed overnight because it's hot here. It's like 100 degrees today, so it's super hot, and one of her turkeys that she had in her freezer is completely thawed. So we're gonna have Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow in June, which I'm good with, because honestly, turkey is one of my favorite things, and then potatoes with turkey gravy are my favorite food, so I'm good with that. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm gonna read The Flat Share and 5 Dark Fates today. That's my plan, is to get through all of one of those books. I don't know which one yet. We'll see what I'm in the mood for, if I want to read a contemporary or if I want to read more dark fantasy. We will see. Those are the two things I'm reading. Those are the things I'm going to try and binge my way through, and we'll see how far I get. I don't know what I'm talking about. I should just end this clip because I don't know what the hell I'm going on about. So I'm gonna go ahead and go, and I will see you in the next clip. Hello, it is 9 o'clock at night. George is getting the kids tucked into bed, so I'm really quickly just gonna go ahead and tell you guys I finished reading 5 Dark Fates by Kendara Blake. This book completes the Basilisk Challenge and earned me 120 points for the Housecup-a-thon. I gave this 4 stars. This is the conclusion to this series, and I really enjoyed it. Honestly, this is a very dark story and very gruesome, but I really liked it. Like, I really liked it. I don't usually like super dark fantasies, but this was one I did enjoy. So, I definitely like this series. And I gave this 4 stars. I think I already told you that. And I think it's time. Okay, the kids are ready for night prayers, so I'm going to go ahead and go do that. And I will see you guys either later tonight or in the morning. Bye. Hello. It's Saturday. I don't know if you can hear me at all. Or if you will be able to hear me once I start driving, because I'm not going anywhere yet. But I'm on my way home from my parents' house because I forgot something. Of course I did. So I'm going home to get it. But I figured I'd take this opportunity while I was alone for the first time, probably for the rest of the day, to update you guys on reading, because I did some reading. My windows are down, so this may get loud. But I read, I finished reading The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary this morning. So that was good. This is like my 4th or 5th time reading this book, and I really enjoyed it again. I think it just does a really good job, like, representing, like, the trauma of, like, being in the kind of emotional abusive situation that Tiffy was in, about also being really cute and very sweet. So that's something that I just really like this book a lot. So that's what I have read there. Also this morning I ended up listening to the audiobook for The Betrothed by Kiera Cass. So I started listening to that. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it yet. This is the book I'm reading for Petrified Challenge, which is a read a book you're afraid of.
and that is because I've heard really bad things about this book, and I love Kiera Cass, so I'm really hoping to love this book. So I guess you will have to wait and see how I feel about it, because I'm only like 3 or 4 chapters in, not far at all. But I honestly don't know what's happening yet, and I think that's kind of the point. I think she wants to throw you into this world without any kind of warning or with any explanation of what's going on. But all I know right now is there is a girl. She is like in a royal court. She is being courted at the moment by the king, and the king is known to like court a girl for like a week or 2 and then dump her and move on to another girl. And so she's like not really invested in his courting, because she's like, he'll be done with, like, this is fun, but he'll be done with me in a week, so I'm just gonna take advantage of this time to have some fun, and then when this is over, then it's over. Not a big deal. I'm gonna guess that probably isn't the way this is gonna go, but I don't know. So we'll have to see how I feel about it, because I don't know anything about this world or anything about anything right now. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna go ahead and go, because I am almost home already, because I live real close to my parents' house, and I will talk to you guys in the next clip when I have, or in like the next talking clip, when I have something to tell you about. Good morning. It is Sunday. I am ready for church. My parents will be here pretty soon to pick us up because George has the car and is already there. So my parents will be here soon to pick us up. But I wanted to give you guys a reading update, because yesterday I ended up reading the entirety of The Betrothed by Kiera Cass. This book completed my Petrified challenge, which was to read a book you are afraid of. I don't remember if I've already told you this. I knew nothing about this book going into it, and I thought it was fine. I gave it 3.5 stars. I'm probably gonna read the sequel to this when it comes out, because it's Kiera Cass. I really like her book. I tend to really like her books. I liked her selection series. I loved The Siren. So I have hopes that this will get better, because like I said, this one was just okay. This one follows a girl who is being courted by the king. I've already told you kind of the gist of what the beginning of this book is. Through that, she ends up meeting a boy who, like, after she's kind of engaged to the king, like she knows he's gonna propose, but he hasn't yet. She meets a boy who just really gets her, and like she actually really likes, because she's kind of indifferent about the king. And it's kind of the story of what happens from there. Things go insane at the end of this book, which startled me. And it wasn't like I was sad about it, but I think that was the point. But I did really like it. So yeah, this book I ended up giving 3.5 stars, and I mean, it was fine. I was afraid to read it because I was worried I was gonna hate it, and I didn't hate it, so that's a good sign. So I finished this one. This book got me 100 points because it fulfilled a challenge and then was in the 50-point range. So this one's done. Then last night before I went to bed, I'm gonna put this back. I started listening to the audiobook for Coming Up for Air by Miranda McKinney, I believe. And I've read this book a couple times. It's just a fun, cute contemporary. I really like it. So I'm reading through this right now, and I'm enjoying it. I've listened to it several times. It's just a fun story. After I read that, I am probably going to start reading Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This is my book that I have for Follow the Spiders. I don't think it fills any other prompt. I think it's just Follow the Spiders. But this is a library book, and I have to get it read. It is due back at the end of this month, so I need to get it done sooner rather than later, just so I can get it back. I'm gonna read this next, I think, because I've been putting this book off for a long time, and I just need to get through it. So I'm gonna read this one. Alright, I gotta go because my parents will be here any minute. So I'm gonna go so I can get the kids' shoes on and make sure we've got everything. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hello everyone. This is going to be the end of this vlog. It is officially Monday when I'm filming this, which means it is the end of week 2 of the Housecup-a-thon. And our week 2 is officially over and we're beginning week 3. Or whatever. But I figured I would go ahead and wrap up this vlog and tell you about the last thing that I read yesterday. Guys! So, last night I finished reading, and I think I told you I started it, but I finished reading Coming Up for Air by Miranda McKinney. This is a book that I've read several times this year. I really like it. It's just this is a book that I have read several times. I really like it. It's a contemporary YA. It kind of gives me similar vibes in terms of like storyline to The Kiss Quotient, in the sense that this book follows a girl who hires an escort to teach her like how intimacy works. And that's kind of how this book is, only obviously in a YA sense. But this one follows a girl. She, you know, has never really kissed she like has kissed people, never really had a proper boyfriend because she's just really dedicated to swimming. She's a swimmer. And so she's really dedicated to that, like trying to make the Olympics kind of thing. So she's never had time to dedicate to a boyfriend. So she ends up convincing her best friend to like teach her how to like be intimate, how to, you know, basically she wants him to teach her how to have a fling, because that's kind of his thing. Like his MO is that he's the player. He hooks up with people all the time. He's never had a serious relationship because he doesn't feel like he has time for it with swimming. So, because he's also a swimmer. So she wants him to teach her how to have a fling after an attempt at a fling goes horribly wrong. And so she wants him to teach her. And he initially doesn't want to, thinks it's going to be weird, and then agrees. And obviously things go from there. And I just think it's a very cute story. I read that. Then also last night, I'll go ahead and tell you about that now. It'll probably come up again in the very beginning of the next video. But after I finished Coming Up for Air, I started listening to Playing for Keeps. I read this one. I finished it this morning. So technically it was finished in week 3, but whatever. We're going to say I finished it in this vlog because I'm wrapping it up now and I've already finished it. So I read this. This is a romance novel. It's kind of this book is interesting. I liked it all right. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. It follows the trope of my best friend's little sister kind of relationship. And I did like this book, but it definitely felt like reading this book was a setup for the future couples in the rest of the series. So like we have this couple that's, you know, sorting themselves out, getting together, but they're constantly talking about the other members of their friend group, in particular the girl's brother and like her best friend. So like that one's gonna be my sister's best friend kind of situation. But it constantly is talking about those characters, like details about their life that like feel unnecessary to mention in a story that's not about them. So this book definitely felt like a setup for future books, more so than it was about their book. Like I feel like if I go forward reading the series, which I may eventually, if I go forward reading the series, that those books are going to be better than this one because they will have much deeper stories, it feels like, because this one was very surface level story, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. I obviously liked it, but the others will have deeper stories and more fleshed out characters, I feel like. So that's that. Those are the books that I read last night and this morning. I'm going to end the video now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've been enjoying the Housecup-a-thon, you know, participating. I will say right now at the end of this video, I see you, you're upside down. Yeah. So I will say right now, this video, the video that went out before this one, the video that went out on Tuesday, I think this is coming out on Thursday. The video that went out on Tuesday, I will link it in the cards for you and in the description. That video contains the answer to my riddle for the Housecup-a-thon. So if you're doing the Housecup-a-thon and you want to earn some extra points, go check out that video. Look for the answer to my riddle. The riddle is also in the description so that you guys can earn extra points. If you get the answer to my riddle correct, you get 10 points. If you get the answer to every host riddle, you get 40 points total, 10 for each host. So check it out. The answer is in there, I promise. Hopefully the riddles aren't too complicated for you. But yeah, that's all I have for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.